Build an altar. You just lay on your prayer shawl and you just build an altar and you start praying, God. In the name of Jesus, every curse against me, God, I decree that it's broken. Father, in the name of Jesus, every blockage, every stone, every mountain, God, every known and unknown witch, God, I command them to die. Your word says, suffer a witch not to live. Father, whoever is sitting on my paper, whoever is sitting on my husband, whoever is sitting on my money, whoever is sitting on my finance, whoever is sitting on my health, I decree today that it must be broken at this altar.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
There's some people that are occupying my house.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
There's some people occupying my position. There's some people that decided I shouldn't have it. But because I'm able to I decree in the name of Jesus, everyone holding your position.
In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. I know God. God be God.
He understood, not even knowing that his great-great-grandfather had already declared, because you're in this house,
Amen.
your great-great-grandchildren will be blessed. I told you about the sacrifice. It's different than your offering. God said, all I want you to do is offer up a praise.
Hallelujah.
I'll tell you something. There's a sacrifice that will make heaven and earth shift.
Hallelujah.
There's something that you got to do that you never did before.
Amen.
If you want to see a difference.
Amen.
See, I remember when my friend's son was locked up in jail. She wasn't even a believer. And it's so funny how she called a believer and she's not even a believer. I said to her, God answers your prayers, but he just wants to know where your heart is. Are you ready to give up so your son can be given up? I said, are you ready to give up? I said, because if you're calling me, that means you want my God. That means I've carried something that you need. It's bigger than your want, it's your need. You need your son out of jail, but God needs your soul.
Hallelujah.
You need freedom from bondage, but God needs your soul. See, God couldn't even let the children of Israel bury Moses because they would worship the dead bones and forget about God.
Hallelujah. Amen.
Moses had to just rapture. Yes. Hallelujah. Because people start worshiping the wrong thing. So when she thought she was calling me for prayer, she didn't understand that her salvation now was in my hands. See, I'm not going to give you no promises and God say you're coming out. I'm not going to lie. If you want a breakthrough, you got to get a breakout.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
If you want a breakthrough, you got to have a breakout. I got to break out of my own mind. I got to break out of my flesh. I got to break out of my old habits. I got to get in a place with God where I am broken.
Hallelujah.
He said a broken and contrite heart.
Not despised.
There's something about brokenness that will lead you to a place of intimacy with God. God needs an intimate moment. I find that so hard to do because it's so busy in life. But everybody think that you got a shy for an hour. I met a writer that once said that I don't pray for more than 20 minutes because 20 minutes don't catch me without praying. That means he's praying around the clock. He's praying 20 minutes around the clock, constantly. Moving, I'm praying, I'm walking, I'm praying, I'm talking, I'm praying, I'm moving. Because he understood that there's a war, it's altar for altar. He understood that the enemy wanted and desired to sift him like weeds. But what I love is when Jacob understood the presence of the angelic host. When you build an altar, you're going to have an encounter.
Hallelujah.
See, a lot of people can't call for the consuming fire because they'll get burned instead of their enemy.
Amen.
A lot of people in church can be like consuming fire. They sing it, but when you get to that place with God, it's called a brazen altar. That's a hot fire. You think that fire hot is when they talk about, oh, they turned up the fire on the Hebrew voice? No, baby. It's at the altar where it's hot. See, a lot of people don't understand the consuming fire will show up when you get into intimacy with God. Well, most of us can't call it because most of us is not right with it. Most of us is not in the right way. It don't take nothing to get right, though, I'm telling you. So he understood that the altar that he erected caused angels to flow. Can you imagine you go on your job and you make an altar? Can you imagine? Did anybody ever make an altar at your job?
Come on now. Amen.
Do you know that most employers have their demonic altars floating over you? This is why when you go to work and you get your paycheck, it don't even meet the bills. And you don't understand why people get so upset and they get tight about paying their 10%. Listen, your employer just sold your soul. You come to work on time, but you don't come to church on time. Because he sold your soul. You see, he took your name when you filled out. That's why he asked you for the questionnaire of your history, your social security number. These people are demonic.
Yes.
But we don't know how to counteract these things. My God. We don't know how to understand the spiritual things. So we're excited that we got a job. We're taking money from any and everybody, and we never pray before the money touch our hands. We don't know where things are. We just put anything in our body, and we just think we're all good, and then everything starts crashing down. You need an altar because it's altar for altar. When you go on your job and you make an altar against the people that you don't work for, when you make yours, you come in and you anoint your desk and put the name of Jesus on it. That means when everybody else loses the job and everybody making massive errors, you won't. They must say, oh, they got work. But Jacob understood angelic hosts. If you want a visitation from God, you got to know how to set up an altar. The children of Israel, I don't know why we don't get it. The children of Israel understood that there was protection in the altar. They even understood this so seriously that the first altar that was made, mighty God, was the Ark of the Covenant. My God. They took this altar with them whenever they were going into battle. That's why you cannot be defeated, because you have the altar of Jesus Christ in your heart. And you cannot be defeated. I don't hear the church. You cannot be defeated at anything that you try. Let me get it into your mind. There's something in your mind called the space of manifestation. Now let's talk about spiritual. I'm going to teach y'all something today. The mind is where all battles takes place. You've heard that. The manifestation of glory takes place in your mind. So if you start thinking a thing and start believing that thing and you see it manifested in your mind, it shall come to pass.
Hallelujah.
This is called belief. What you believe in shall come. It's just like somebody get a bad report and we're so quick to say, no, sir, this is not going to work. Instead of immediately saying, you know what, God? I believe, you hear how I started saying that? I believe that I am greater than anything in this world. I believe that I'm the head and not the tail. I believe that I'm walking in a job that I'm not qualified for, but I'll be trained on that job and I'll super exceed everybody on the job. I believe that my children are anointed and appointed. I believe that we are going places. I believe that this ministry will expand. I believe that in the next 30 days, you'll not have an empty seat in the house.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Manifestation. The altars of our heart, the altars in our mind. We start believing. You gotta believe that you are a child of God. You gotta believe that I'm not what my past says I was. I'm not where I used to be. I
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
He called me to bring the word.
Hallelujah.
So which devil can't take me out?
Amen.
The altar, let me give you some more points. The altar is a place of protection. The altar is the place where the Ark of the Covenant, and it still exists up to this day. It's amazing that the Ark, the Ark carried the manna. The Ark carried the Aaron's staff. The Ark carried the law. The Ark, everywhere they went, they took the Ark with them. They would not go into battle without it. Because they knew that once the Ark appeared, the Ark is an altar for them. When they put that altar down and started praying, they knew that there was a solution to their problem. Amen. The reason why they took the Ark with them is because they understand that there was a solution that is coming. So if we're in battle, if I'm in war with somebody, I don't got to open my mouth to you. I just need to put my altar wherever I can lift my voice up. Let me show you something. I'm a nurse by trade. And sometimes you get some patient that just the devil himself send them. You go in and you do the assessment of the patient, and I'm talking about you're going to do a spiritual assessment too.
Come on now.
Because the devil will send them in. Yes. So you lose your job on that day. The morning that you didn't feel like praying, the morning the car didn't work, the morning your husband argued with you, that's when the devil show up. But we don't understand how to make an altar. So I go into the patient room and I see the patient start acting up. We don't do nothing more than we just got up on the knees in front of him. Father, in the name of Jesus, I bow down before you, God, and I conquer every demon, every giant, every lion, every sabotaging spirit, God. I call for thunder and lightning against my enemies now in the name of Jesus. God, you've given me power to set my atmosphere, God. I say, let this atmosphere be simple. Let this atmosphere be conducive. Let signs, miracles, and wonder take place now, and I seal all my enemies.
Hallelujah.
The man look upon me like they're crazy. I make my altar. Some of us don't know how to make an altar in the time of trouble. In times of trouble is when you make your altar. In times of trouble, mighty God, is where you put down, hallelujah, your altar. And you just start moving for God. You start giving God glory. And he said here that he built an altar and called the place Bethel, because God appeared unto him when he fled from the face of his brother. Some of us are in a state now that we're running, and we don't even understand what we're running for, but we're running for our lives. Hallelujah, Jesus. The devil don't want you to get the rest of the word. We're running for our lives. We're in a place where we just start moving and believing God for what God said. We're going to work this out in the name of Jesus. We start building altars. Come on, praise God with me.
Hallelujah.
Come on, give God glory.
Hallelujah.
Come on, give God glory.
Hallelujah.
You see, there's some altars that are greater than what we see. See, God has a place where we understand that there's power in the altar. On the altars, human beings are also transforming themselves. There's some things that will be broken from us on the altar. There's some things that God wants us to understand that in the altar, my God, fruitfulness happens.
Amen.
You can be barren and go to the altar and you become fruitful. You cannot have $1 in your pocket and then you go to the altar.
Amen.
See, the altar is also a dangerous place. Oh God. You see, when you approach an altar single, you can leave married.
Amen.
The altar is so dangerous that you can go to the altar and have a curse on you and the curse go back to the person.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
You never see a mail that comes for somebody who used to live at your address, and all of a sudden you see the post office just put a little sticky note on it. In America, that's how we do it, and say back to sender. When the mailman comes to deliver something that don't belong to you, because you've already been at the altar, so that person who really had you But there's some things that you got to do at the altar. See, at the altar, there's the ultimate sacrifice. Is you getting ready to give up. You know, at the altar, you got to say to yourself, man, I'm tired of trying to figure this out for myself. Strip me, God, of me. That's a big thing. Expect to admit that you were wrong. My grandmother told me a long time ago, because I used to have this big thing about being right. She said, my daughter, you're right, but you're not righteous. Sometimes you got to give up your right on earth to be righteous in heaven. Oh, I don't hear the church. Sometimes what looks like you're backing down is really you giving the battle to God. Sometimes you're walking out of a situation and then people say, oh, you're so fool. You walk out and you leave all of that because I got God.
Hallelujah.
I can walk out of a $17 billion house. I can start over because I got God. I can move from any job to job because I got God. I don't worry about my food because I got God. I don't worry about gas in my... I remember I was going through the worst time in my life. And my gas tank was on E. And I said, I came outside and I was crying because I wanted to go to church. I had to preach that morning. And I put my hand on the car and the Lord said, look up to the sun. I said, well, Jesus. I went outside and I laid my right hand and I lifted my next hand and I started to pray. This is when intercession took over. When I realized I was praying, I was wet, I was done. I put the children in the car and I went to church. Church was hot. I would preach and God showed up and people got delivered and things was broken and changed. Because you know, it don't have to be all the time. Or, you know, the word can break the chains. You just need to teach the people because deliverance is not always just laying my hands on you. I want to deliver you in your mind. I want to give you strategy on the word. This house is full of fire. You got fire here. The woman of God got fire. Bishop, they got that. But I want to give you strategy for your everyday. Come on now. See, I don't have to take my shoes off and I will rub up and draw it. I'm a keeper. I don't got to do that. I want to give you the word. I want to give you strategy. So what I did was I went outside and I laid my hands on the car. The car took me to the church. We preached. One of the sisters had no way to get home and she said to me, woman of God, you can take me home. I'm going to look up. I'm going to say, yeah. Come on in. Yeah. When she got in my car, she said, oh, you on E. I said, no, baby, that means enough.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
But God told me that E means enough. The E is efficient and it was enough to take me. My God. So what you think is empty is really God giving me enough. I just pulled back the curtains of time. And I remember where I used to be. And I said, no, but God, if you took me out of that then, you're going to do better now. Because I'm serving you better now. I'm living for you now. I'm doing righteous things now. I'm changing my mind towards you now. I'm having a melanoma. I'm having a teshuva. I'm changing directions for you now. So I know what you did back then looked good to me. But I see there's more limits. And there's more. And my capacity for you, I want more. So when you think I'm building one altar, the Bible says Jacob had 7 different altars. Some of us, when the well gets clogged up, we don't want to dig again. We want everything on a silver platter. We want everything just given to us. But I remember Elijah. erected the altar of fire. Mighty God, where have you ever seen fire lit up water? When Elijah, there's a lot of Elijahs in this house. There's a lot of power in this house. There's a lot of power in this house. There's a lot of power in this house. Congratulations for greatness. There's a mantle on you. There's a mantle on him. He's anointing him. Come. Come, young man. That's what's going to come. Overflow.
Hallelujah.
I speak to your hands and I prophesy that everything that you need in this season, you shall have an overflow. I prophesy the mantle of Elisha upon you. I prophesy today that when you go home, the fire of God will just hit you so hard. Can I touch his head? In the name of Jesus, I lay my hands as Moses laid his hands. Father, touch my hands now, God, and do the supernatural in his heart right now, God. Bring up every shackle off his mind, and Father, propel him into purpose right now, God. Deliver him, mighty God, into a great word. I prophesy the end time word. He'll just start out, mighty God, with a logos word, but it will end up a rhema word. The word that's going to about to come. Unlock you for ministry in the name of Jesus. I speak to the doubts in your mind. I tell you, be ye removed now. This one belongs to God. This one belongs to God. This one is anointed. For the works of God. The will work for God. I speak to your soul now. I say, give up and align with the Spirit of God, because this one from this day forth will preach the gospel, will prophesy, will live righteous, will move in the holiest of holies. Nobody can count you out anymore. Amen. Come on, put your hands together for another preacher. Elijah did an awesome work. Elijah had to call for fire from heaven, and the fire lit up water. This is the kind of power that the church needs again.
Hallelujah.
This is God is saying, let's build an altar where the blind will be able to see again.
Hallelujah.
There's somebody in here that have a knee issue. Somebody in here with a knee problem. Somebody have on a brace on their knee. Who have a brace on their knee? Oh, it's you. Come.
Better take off the shoes and go work. I didn't want to take my shoes off, but I guess I'll work.
I guess I'm going to work. Stand behind them. I'm going to get personal with you, it's okay. I speak now.